Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the shop. We're going to make up a new charging cable for my alternator. If I make mistakes along the way, it's surely not from the lack of trying to ask questions to people I thought had answers, but getting the bum's rush, and well, that's a rant for another day. And let me be right back. I get my glasses. There we go, and we're back. Believe it or not, I have cleaned this off a half a dozen times, and it comes all back to this tiny little hole right here in the middle. This tiny little hole. Alright, so what we need to do is, what I'm having a problem with is, I've upped my alternator and I have two 8-gauge wires in here under a copper terminal, you know, and they come down to the factory heatsink. Well, the factory heatsink is getting hot right here on the connection. So before we tear into this, we're going to open it up and see just what it is that seems to be the problem. And okay, yes, we're gonna bring in. So we're gonna bring in. Now you're in, and so now we're going to open this up right here and see if it's a loose connection or if it's corroded. I would love to see it corroded. I don't like that, so let's get a razor knife here and we'll open her up. Yes, razor knife. Two of them, they all come out of the woodwork. They must have known something was going to happen. So let's let me make sure I'm not blinding you with the camera. Try to keep the light out of the way. There we go. Alright, so we're going to open this up, and that is crunchy. So let's see. Open that up there, and yes, corroded connection. I knew it. There may not be anything wrong with my heatsink, I mean with my fuse link, but I don't know if you can hear this. Yeah, look at there. Just hanging on by a thread. And a butt connector. And that's a factory. And that's a factory splice. So I have a new one. Let's open this up here too and see what it looks like in there. But it was bad. I like it when stuff's bad. Well, let me clarify that. Well, if I have to work on it, I'd rather it be bad than it be somewhere else. Okay. So that's just crimped. See? That's just a big rubber protection around the crimp. I'll get a little light on the subject here. There you go. Alright, so now we have to determine how far back up the food chain or back down the cable we have to go in order to get this in there. Doesn't seem like it wants to come apart. Like it's been getting hot for some while, for a long time. Let's see if I can peel her off. that just ain't gonna do it. I want to follow the connection all the way up. I don't want to get stabbed in the finger either. Well, alright. So you know what? That's not going to cooperate. There we go. And all that was that fusible link stuck in there. And it was corroded beyond repair. Now, here, for the astute observer that knows that this is a factory harness, I will cut back down until I get into some good wire. And the other end has already been cut back and it's on good copper. Now we just got to figure out, I have extra wires in here, just got to figure out where they all go, what they all do, and what all I can get away with. So let me work on this for a while and I'll bring you back. Alright, we see here, oops, let me get a little light on that so you can see. That's all corroded. I hope you can see. Oh, come on, light, cooperate. Well, you get the idea. It's just alright. So now we have to we're going to make a crimp out of a copper lug. And then we'll crimp it first, make sure it's crimped good and tight, and then we'll solder it, and then we'll put heat shrink down over everything and heat shrink it all together. Because I don't know what they have going on here, but it's a mess, whatever it is. So let's take the lineman's pliers here and cut us off back to some new copper. And we'll skin that out, skin these two 8-gauge wires out and see if they, the number 10 is as big as that goes, so I just won't be able to go all the way down. Well, let's go back a little bit more on all of them. We'll open her up just a little. See what we got going on here. There we go. A little. Okay. And I got heat shrink tubing on there. And I have an aluminum piece, but that's not really good for copper. I'm going to try to do it without it. Do something different. But I have some heat shrink tubing that might go down big enough to handle all that. I'm not 100% sure. So, we'll see. Alright. Alright. We're back. Sorry about that. Camera decided to go flipping bunkers on me. So now here's our new fuse link. And I want to put some in there. So we're going to make it a little bit longer than the other. Come on in, daughter. Just have to hunt for it. Let's see, that should go a little bit longer, about right there. We don't want to go too much longer. We want to keep it about the factory length. I think the factory that I ordered this from suggested 9 inches, so that's what we're going with. Alright, so there's that.
Say the rest of that next time if you need it?
Yeah, had to buy 10 foot just to get this. So I don't care. Anyway, that's my daughter in the background. Dear, you can look up in the drawers, look in the top drawers, and look in the very top of the box, and you might find it.
I looked in the top and right door on the left side. Looked in both
Alright,
doors.
so, okay.
And I looked on the top twice.
Alright, so we're going to put this on. You see my crimps?
Probably in the bag.
In the bag. I see them.
Probably in the bag.
Now we're just crimping this on.
Let's get the wires.
Alright, 12 gauge. And we want to twist her up nice and stout. And I want to look in here and see where the split is. I don't know if you can see up in there. Got it. But I want to put that split opposite of my crimps on my pliers so that I don't crimp into that.
Okay, so don't do that.
And let's see here. Where's the whole width? And we're going to crimp the snot out of it.
Don't break it.
If you break those pliers, you've done something.
What have you done? It's a mystery. Stay tuned.
You've done a massive
Breakery.
ordeal to do that, and I don't know if that's gonna go over that hole. It might go over it. We'll see.
It's a mystery.
All right. That's all crimped down. And let me go up here and crimp it right up here at the end up here. There we go. So now let's shrink her down. Not sure if she'll shrink that far. Oh, she might.
And she did. It's score.
Alright, there we go. We'll just let that cool. Let that cool off. Alright. We gotta go hunt up a part that we can't find, so we'll be back. Alright, we're back. We now have our copper crimp on here. And the heat shrinks up the line there. And so we get it up here where you can see it. So now we're gonna crimp it. And there's our fuse link. Alright, so now we're going to see if we can crimp it with these crimps. And make a nice, good, solid foundation here. And see where it goes from there. That appears to be, I don't know, that's got the teetotal chit squashed out of it. So we'll see how it works. We're going to fold it back the other way now. And see, there we go. Alright, so now we'll fold her down. That's wrapped around every one of the wires. It should not get hot. If it does, although this is a factory harness and I'd like to be able to use the factory harness, I can just I can go all the way back down the wire, you know, if I have to. So that's folded down, and it's all crimped on nice and tight. So there we go. Now let's put this heat shrink tube on here and see if that will shrink down far enough. Alright, we're back. there she's all shrunk down. And then shrunk down up there. So there you go. Alright, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you see where I royally screwed up, let me know. I'll redo it. So until then, bye-bye.